So, a little disclaimer before this video starts. Um, Sorry I missed this upload. It got delayed because I am actually starting high school, and the day I was supposed to record this was my orientation. So, it was a pretty long day, so I accidentally missed that. And I'm starting high school on the 8th. So, I will try to upload as regularly as possible, but I might miss a few days. So, thanks for being patient with me, but let's get into the video. What's up, my seafood friends, and welcome to r/entitled parents. I'm your host, Dr. Fishsticks, and I'm doing another story subreddit. But as you may or may not know, this subreddit is infamous with having some of the most faked stories. So let's get into it. My mom won't make me dinner because I gave a comeback at her continuous insults. Now, you guys know I love a good revenge insult story, I guess you could call it. So let's get into this one. Forgive me for misspellings as I'm on the phone, plus it happened a few minutes ago. That's fair. So what happened is my mom told me to clean out my cupboard where I keep all my books and stationery, and I missed a refill wrapper in the cupboard, and she started insulting me for how ignorant I was, how shameless, unclean, and a disrespectful child I was, even though I do all the cleaning chores in the house every single freaking day. Then came the time when she had to start making dinner, and she started off by telling me to prove me that you're not lazy, cook you all frikin' dinner. Now, I don't know how to cook. The best I can do myself right now is instant noodles and other instant foods. I know that's not much for a 16-year-old. Now, there wasn't any time, so I told her that. And she replied with, "Oh, only if my son had the brains to learn to cook his own food," to which I replied immediately, and I agree was wrong, but she insulted me multiple times before this. "Well, I am your son after all. I didn't choose to be so." That's not very good. Anyway, and she went out bawling at me, shouting and screaming about how I'm being disrespectful and speaking too much for my age. And my dad got involved and he started shouting at me too. Now my mom said that she won't make me dinner. My dad told me that I can't order food, so now I don't have anything to eat, and I'm mad. Thank you for listening to my rant. I hope you have a better day than me. Wow. That, like, I understand punishing your kid for talking back, but, like, I don't know, take away their phone for, like, a day, or tell them not to do that again. Don't not make them food. That's just ridiculous. Homework or not, if you don't go outside, I'm cutting the power to your room. That, oh no. I can already tell this one's not going to be good. Hello everyone. It's been a while since my last EP post, Entitled Parents. I'm going to call it Entitled Parents because EP sounds weirder. Entitled Parents post. Some of you wanted another story, so here it goes. This one's a little shorter than the others, but hopefully just as entertaining. A bit of backstory before I get to the main point. Growing up, it was my father's policy that the kids had to be outside all day on weekends. Didn't matter what we did as long as we were outside. He would often pick up my brother if we weren't being active enough. This meant we had to be riding bikes or doing something else. He didn't care if there was nothing to do for hours at a time. We had to be outside. He would often lock the front and back door of the house to keep us outside all day unless it was a short lunchtime. If we needed to come in and use the bathroom, he'd get annoyed at us for taking too long and kick us back outside. The only time we weren't forced to go outside was when there was bad weather that day. I already don't like this dad. He seems prudish. Is that a word people still use? This story takes place during my teen years. I can't place this exactly, but I know it was either my sophomore or junior year in high school. That Friday, as I did nearly every day, I had gotten home around 5:30 p.m. or so. This was typical for me as I went to a specific specialty center high school other than the one allotted for our district due to needing to change buses at a hub. But being that I got home so late, dinner was less than a half hour later. After that, I still had chores I had to do, which took about 30 to 45 minutes. After a long day and being rather tired from a long week like that, I decided I'd do my homework Saturday morning instead so that I could get a little extra sleep the night before. The next day, I wake up. About 10 a.m. or so, after eating breakfast and getting dressed for the day, my dad told us it was time to go outside. I had a bunch of assignments I had to do that weekend, including some studying. It had been too tired to do on any on Friday, so I told my dad that I needed at least to studying for a test early the following week. We got into an argument where I pointed out that if I got a bad grade on this assignment, I'd end up getting in trouble. My homework was more important than being thrown outside all day. He got angry at me and he told me he'd count to 3 or he'd cut the power to my room if I didn't get outside. He told me that I should have done all of my homework on Friday. Of course, I went outside for the day. I can't remember the exact grade I got on the test, but I know it was at least a low C. Oh, right. I don't like that. I don't like that story. That dad made that. I don't like him. I don't like him. And it's not fake. I'm saying it's not fake because it doesn't seem fake. And as you know, my word is law around here. This next story is just called Birthday Child Only. So let's find out what that means. My dad is a professional clown and this just happened years ago. Why does that sound like an insult? Like someone on Twitter just could be like, hey, what are you doing, professional clown? But anyways, there's this one balloon my dad will make only for the birthday kid for their special day. It takes 6 balloons and is a monkey climbing a banana tree for a bunch of bananas. I would help him before the party pull out the appropriate colored balloons for him to keep separate and help out during. At one party, the little girl NG, who got the balloon, was ecstatic, and one of her friends, EK, became jealous, and she asked my dad to make her one of those balloons. My dad said no, it is only for the birthday girl. EK stormed off and complained to her dad, ED. ED approached my dad and asked him for one for his daughter, and my dad refused. The ED offered to buy it, my dad refused and told him the only way to get one is to call him up for EK's birthday. The ED started threatening to call my dad's manager, but my dad informed him he's a self-employed clown. ED kept trying to get my dad to make the special balloon for his little girl, who was now throwing a fit that she could not have one. A few months later, ED called my dad to perform at EK's birthday. My dad does his magic tricks, then starts the balloons, and gets to the special balloon to give EK. The moment EK gets the balloon, she turns to NG, sticks out her tongue and says, "Now I have one and you don't," in a snooty voice. My dad has never before or since wanted to pop a kid's balloon more than that moment. Jeez. Edit. My husband wanted me to add my husband that he thought I was joking when I said my dad was a clown until he made him a balloon when they first met, and then he looked at me shocked and told him, "What? I told you he was a clown. I thought you were joking or saying he was funny. I told you he was a professional. Your fault for not believing me." And then they include pictures of the balloon. I'll show that on screen in a second. But first, then he says, "My dad is loving the comments and is very happy. He is glad all of you like his balloon." That's wholesome as heck. So this is a balloon. I'm going to put the picture on screen right now. And I can see why any kid would want that. That looks awesome. I want one of those balloons now. Lady doesn't want dogs near her kids. At a dog park. Alright, let's get into this. I went to take my dog to a dog park, and this interaction happened. It's right next to a parking lot and a walk. So I had my earbuds in, and I guess I couldn't hear this lady walking up next to me because she had to tap on my shoulder rather aggressively. Scared the frick out of me. Paused the r/podcast and prepared for some possible bullcrap. EM, can you not let your stupid dog around my child, please? It's making him uncomfortable. Me? Pardon me? That's not my dog. It wasn't my dog, but it was around her child. Guess what the child was doing? Playing with the dog. Having no problem with it. Me, your child doesn't seem to have a problem with that dog. EM, just take your dog and go to a different park. Me, lady, how about you leave? This is a dog park. I said that because I was tired and I didn't want to attract attention from the other dog owners. because I'm kind of socially anxious and was talking out the top of my head. At this point, she had physically pushed the dog near her child. The dog owner saw that, ran over, and I called my dog, Henry, leashed him, and left a little bit after the dog owner came to chew out the EM. That, what am I gonna say about that? That's probably the most average interaction, but like, especially if your child doesn't have a problem, because like, my sister, she loves dogs. She's technically allergic to them, but she still freaking loves petting them and like walking. We have these neighbors with these dogs, and whenever they have lunch outside with their dog, she's like, "Can I pet the doggy?" They love dogs. So maybe don't take them to a dog park if you don't want your child to be near dogs. But sadly, ladies and gents, that is all the time we have for today. If you like this video, press the like button. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, comment them down below. And if you really like this video and want to see more like it, please subscribe. And that is all for today. So until the next video, goodbye.
I know it's my ADHD, 'cause I can't stop moving my feet.